Hello everybody and welcome to this apprenticeship tutorial. Today we're going to look at how you can find out more information about what an apprenticeship is, what it means to be an apprentice, and how you can start to plan that pathway while you're in high school. The apprenticeship pathway is a little bit different than the college pathway or the university pathway because it's not as scripted as those pathways because there are just a huge number of opportunities. So there's not one website that you'll go to find out all the information about apprenticeship. So today we're actually going to explore 3 separate websites with some really great information to get you started in learning more about what the opportunities are. So the first website we're going to start with is oyap.com. So oyap.com is the website for the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. It's a great place to start to learn more about apprenticeships, what the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program is, and how you can actually get started while you're in high school. So there's a lot of information on here, but you'll be able to go to somebody like your cooperative education teacher, for example, to get more information that's specific to you in your school. So the first part of this website is, why would I try a skilled trades apprenticeship? There's lots of really great reasons. I'm not going to go into them here, but basically an apprenticeship pathway has you essentially graduating from high school and going to work. So you would start working with somebody in a trade and you would be their apprentice. So you would be training with them and under them in order to gain and develop your skills. And while you're working for them, you're actually getting paid. So you basically work 10 months of the year and you're in school for 2 months of the year. And while you're in school, you're not getting paid, but there's all kinds of ways to increase your income while you're in your training. And like I said, you're earning for the other 10 months of the year. So it's a very different type of education. The Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program is something that you can start while you're in high school. It's the only way you can actually take advantage of this program is through high school. And you would do this through your cooperative education program. So every student in grade 11 or 12 has the opportunity to take co-op. In a co-op placement, you are working in a workplace, and if that workplace is connected to a skilled trade, then you're an OYAP student. And OYAP students sign what we call a participant agreement, which gets them registered in the Ministry of Labor and Training and Skills Development site, so that you have started your apprenticeship journey while you're in high school. And regardless of whether or not you continue along that pathway, it's a great way to start while you're in school and just to check things out and see if it's a good opportunity for you. So this website houses information about why you would become an apprentice. And as I said, you're earning while you're learning, which is a really big advantage. It's very different than high school or than college or university because you are earning money while you're learning because you're on the job training the entire time. Then it has a little video about what is an apprenticeship. So apprenticeship is simply education. So it's a post-secondary pathway after high school. And as I said, with the OYAP program, you can start that training while you're actually in school. And so that's where you get lots of bang for your buck because you're going to be earning co-op credits in addition to gaining valuable training on the job that you'll be able to apply to an apprentice after you graduate. As I said before, you're going to earn money while you're learning, which is great. And then it gives you some information about potential earnings for each of these careers or skilled trades pathways because there's an incredible demand for skilled tradespeople. And so the number of opportunities out there is quite tremendous. And they're being paid well as a result. So there's all kinds of information housed here. If you go to the What's OYAP link, it will tell you about the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program more specifically, and it will also give you information about how to explore. So here it shows that there's 140 plus trades considered to be a part of the apprenticeship pathway. So it's a really great piece to think about because there are so many opportunities that taking a look at what those opportunities might be is definitely worth your time because I really believe that there's a little bit of something for everybody and not in a traditional sense. So you might be a creative thinker, you might be a problem solver, you may want to work in a different job or have a different problem every day as opposed to doing the same thing every day. All of these characteristics and features exist in the apprenticeship pathway and in the skilled trades. So we'll talk about those 140 plus skilled trades opportunities in a little bit. And then here we've got some myths. So these are things, as misconceptions and misperceptions that people have about skilled trades work. And oftentimes people think that, for example, skilled trades don't pay well, it's a dead end job, the work is dangerous, and all of these myths are basically debunked here. So they give you the facts about what it actually looks like to be working in the skilled trades in Ontario. Then there's an FAQ section, so lots of information housed here. The next one I want to show you is the Start an Apprenticeship website, which is available from Ontario on the ontario.ca master or main website. And basically, it goes through the exactly same thing, but so it talks about, from start to finish, what an apprenticeship journey or pathway will look like. Inside of here, it talks about, also it mentions the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program for those students who are in high school. So that's great. That would be you. And then basically takes you all the way through to the end where you have completed your apprenticeship and now what do I do? So lots of great information in here with lots of links to get you to more information so that you can fill in any blanks in the information that you have and answer any questions that you might have as well. If you are looking to explore those 144 skilled trades, again, ontario.ca has an Explore the Trades in Ontario site. And on here, you can actually search for Ontario skilled trades by sector. There are 4 sectors. So there's construction sector trades, industrial sector trades, motive power sector trades, and service sector trades. Inside of all of these categories, there's a long list of trades that fit into each one of these main categories. So you can search by category or you can search by title. So, if I wanted to look up carpenter, for example, in here I can type in carpenter and it will pull up general carpenter. And from there, I can click on this link to get me to a website that actually details the work of a carpenter, talks about the training that I'm going to require, what a day-to-day job might look like, the average salary for a carpenter within 2 years of having completed the program. Remember that you're earning money all the way through your training, the number of hours required on the job, the number of hours required in school. And remember, these, especially the on-the-job hours, are estimated hours. It's all about skill development. So, think of that as a guesstimate, best guess for how you're going to be the best able to complete the in-school part of the training. So more information is available here. And if we go back to the main website and we search by sector, you'll be able to see a listing of some of the jobs that might, or the trade pathways that exist inside of each of those sectors. So if I go down again and I look here, and let's say I want to look up the service sector, for example. So inside the service sector, there's a long list of all the career opportunities that exist for students inside of the service sector. And it's 2 pages, which is great. And if this is not a live link here, then you can look here, which is the the Apprentice Training Standards Manual. And essentially that lists all of the training that has to happen, the learning that has to happen over the course of your time as an apprentice. So as you can see, it's 77 pages long. So it's a lot of work to be done, but it's basically skill development that you're doing alongside your employer, who is your trainer. And so some really great information is housed in here. And this is for the horticulture technician. So inside of here, it will list, what types of learning on the job you're going to do, what the trainer is going to do, and so on and so forth. So it just is a good way to sort of have an overview of the type of learning, the type of work that you'll be learning and working on while you are in your apprentice stage. So again, lots of great information housed on these 3 websites. I must say that the absolute best way to learn about these programs is to head to your guidance department or to your co-op department. Both of these areas of your school have professionals in them, so guidance counselors and co-op teachers who will be able to sort of go over the opportunities that exist for you while you're in high school and help to get you started. So whether it's course selections, timetable building, connecting you to employers who might be interested in hiring you as a co-op student. All of that can happen through either your co-op teacher or your guidance counselor. So that would be my first stop if this is something that you're interested in learning more about. So I hope you found this useful. Again, if you have questions, visit either the co-op department or your guidance counselor. Good luck and enjoy.